If you walked into 10 different houses right now, you'd probably see the same throw pillow from the same store, the same wall art from the same website, the same blanket color everyone has. Nobody looks twice at any of it. But there's one type of home decor that guests actually stop and touch, ask about, and remember days later. And it's not expensive, it's not from a big store, it's crochet. In this video, I'm going to show you the crochet home decor pieces that actually get noticed, the ones that make a guest stop mid-conversation and say, "Wait, where did you get this?" I'll walk you through exactly which pieces work, how to pick colors that don't clash with your space, where to put them so they actually get seen, and the one small detail that turns a simple project into the thing everyone talks about after they leave your house. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to make first. Let's talk about the real problem here. Most homes today look like a catalog page. You buy a couch, you buy the pillows that come recommended with it, you grab some wall art because the wall looked empty, and you're done. It looks fine, it looks clean, but it doesn't look like anything. There's no story in it, nothing to talk about. Guests walk in, say, "Nice place," and that's it. The conversation moves on because there was nothing to hold on to. Even worse, a lot of that stuff came from the exact same 3 or 4 stores everyone shops at, which means your living room might actually look close to a stranger's living room 3 states away, and neither of you would ever know it. Handmade decor works differently because the human brain is wired to notice things that don't match the pattern. When everything in a room is smooth, factory-made, and perfectly even, your eyes just slide past it. But the second there's something with texture, something with visible stitches, something that clearly took hours of someone's hands to make, your brain stops and looks closer. That's not a design theory, that's just how people work. We notice what's different. And crochet is different by nature because no 2 stitches are exactly the same, even when you're following the same pattern. That tiny bit of imperfection is actually what makes it interesting to look at. So let's go through the specific pieces that pull this off, starting with the easiest one. A chunky, thick yarn throw blanket across the back of your couch or folded at the end of your bed. This is the single easiest crochet project to start with, and it's also the one that gets the most comments because it's usually the first thing people see when they walk into a room. Use a thick yarn so the stitches show up big and bold. Skip the tiny, tight stitches you'd use for something delicate. You want people to be able to see the texture from across the room, not just up close. A blanket like this also does double duty because it's not just decoration, it actually gets used on a cold night, which means guests interact with it instead of just looking at it from a distance. Next, pillow covers. This one is underrated because most people think of blankets first, but pillow covers are actually easier to switch out with the seasons, and they let you play with color in a low-risk way. If your couch is a neutral color like gray, beige, or white, you can go bold with the pillow covers. Deep green, rust orange, mustard yellow, whatever fits the season or your mood. The trick here is to not match your pillows to each other perfectly. Guests notice when things look too matched, like they came out of a box together. 2 or 3 different textures or slightly different shades in the same color family feels more put together, not less. You can even mix a bumpy popcorn stitch pillow next to a smoother, flatter one, and that contrast is exactly what makes someone want to pick one up and feel it. Then there's wall hangings, and this is where a lot of people get intimidated because they think it needs some huge, complicated piece. It doesn't. Even a small circular mandala piece or a simple fringe hanging above a bed or a couch adds more personality to a wall than a framed print ever will. The reason is simple. Everyone has framed prints. Almost nobody has a handmade wall hanging. It stands out just by being rare. If you want to go a step further, hang 3 small pieces in a row instead of 1 large one. It reads as more intentional and gives you room to use a few different colors that still connect back to the rest of the room. Plant hangers are another one that guests always ask about, especially if you have any plants at all, even fake ones. A plain plant sitting in a plastic pot on a shelf is forgettable. The same plant hanging in a crochet hanger by a window instantly becomes a feature of the room. It's a small project, doesn't take much yarn, and it turns something ordinary into something people photograph. It also adds height to a room without taking up any floor space, which is something most other decor can't do. Baskets are the practical pick on this list because they solve a problem while still looking good. Everyone has clutter somewhere: extra blankets, magazines, toys, yarn itself if you're a crocheter. A crochet basket holds all of that and looks intentional instead of messy. It's storage that doesn't look like storage. Put one by the front door for shoes, one by the couch for blankets, one in the bathroom for towels. Guests might not even clock it as a basket at first glance. It just looks like part of the room. Table runners and coasters are the smaller details, but small details are exactly what guests notice when they sit down at your table or set their drink on your coffee table. A plain wood table with a crochet runner down the middle looks styled. The same table with nothing on it just looks like a table. Coasters are even smaller, but they're one of the few crochet items a guest will physically pick up and hold in their hand while they're at your house, which means they're one of the few pieces that gets touched, not just looked at. That physical contact matters more than you'd think, because people remember things they've touched better than things they've only seen. Don't skip curtains and window treatments either. A crochet valance or a simple lace-style curtain panel lets light through in a soft, patterned way that a plain fabric curtain just can't do. When the sun hits it in the afternoon, it throws little shadows across the floor or the wall, and that's the kind of detail guests notice without even knowing why the room feels warmer or softer than usual. Now, here's where it gets more interesting, and this is honestly the part that changes how your whole room comes together. It's not about making one nice thing. It's about picking 2 or 3 colors from your existing room and repeating them across 2 or 3 different crochet pieces. Say your room has warm wood tones and a cream couch. If you make a basket in cream, a pillow cover in a rust color, and a small wall hanging that uses both cream and rust together, your eye connects those pieces, even though they're in different spots in the room. That's what actually makes a space feel designed, instead of just decorated. It's not more stuff, it's connected stuff. This is the same trick interior designers use, except they're paying hundreds of dollars for it, and you're doing it with a hook and some yarn. If you're new to crochet and this all sounds like a lot, start with granny squares. A granny square is one of the simplest stitches to learn, and you can turn a stack of them into a blanket, a pillow cover, or even stitch a few together for a small wall hanging. You don't need to know 10 different stitch patterns to make something that looks good. You need one simple stitch and the patience to repeat it. Once you can make one granny square, you can make 100 of them.